Welcome to SerialPodcastNine.
All right, we're gonna do the intro.
Yeah, let's do the intro.
Yeah, let's do the
Instead
intro.
of having Gerard experience pop culture. All right. Gerard, start us off.
I'm Gerard DiPeralta.
And I'm Kevin Peterson.
And I'm Ryan Benoit, and this is Serial Podcast 9, episode 50.
50.
Do we clap?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, we were going to do a clip show, but then something way better happened.
Oh.
Yeah.
We got a guest.
Yeah.
Ah,
This was supposed to happen sooner, but I'm just terrible with my schedule and timing. But I'm glad it's happening.
Yeah.
Hey.
For
Me
those who
too.
don't know who you are talking right now, who are you?
My name is Hert. You guys might know me from the internet. I've been on Hoonigan for the last 10 years, and I have an RX-7 that used to have a V8, and then it had a rotary in it, and now it has a V8 in it again, known as the Twerk Stallion. And I'm just here to party with the SerialNine guys. I've been a big fan of these guys for a long time. They're OGs in the game, sedan kings, and I don't know. I just want to, I'm just buttering them up so I can drive with them at a gala someday.
Dude, I'm washed up and I haven't drifted
no
for
butter
so long.
required.
yeah.
No butter, no butter, nice and dry.
butter
All right,
Yeah.
let's do this.
I was going to say it felt like we should explain who we are, because once people see that Hurts in the episode, they'll be like, yo, who are these other three
Oh my
guys?
God! Don't do this to me. All right,
Yeah.
Come on.
the
All
internet's
right.
a crazy place, but you guys,
The internet
respect
is a
where
crazy
respect
place.
is due, man. Respect where respect is due. You guys paved the way.
Thank you, man.
Well, this is very exciting.
So what's
All right.
up? How you guys doing?
Good, man. You just got back from Poland?
Yeah, I just got back
I
from
look sick.
Poland. Poland is crazy, man. I love that place, man. The drift atmosphere there is special. Like not an ego in sight, just nothing but love and fun and good times. It's wonderful. And the cars are all pretty damn cool too.
Yeah, it sounds rad.
That sounds dope.
Is that scene like that Don Musk next level custom scene? Is that like a prominent scene, or is that kind of like an underground scene, or is that like an average scene?
I'd say they're like the final bout of
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like they got it figured out. They have all their squad, their cars are all stacked, and then they have one of the bigger before the pandemic kind of.
Yeah, no, I remember them before. Yeah.
That drift event that I went to in I think 2018.
Mhm.
Like it was literally the final bout of Europe is what it felt like.
That's sick.
People came from all over Europe, Sweden, the UK, Germany, like literally brought their cars from all over the place.
That must be a rad scene.
It was crazy, man. It was really cool. It was
And
one
like
of
the
best.
cars are all sort of different too. There are a lot of Euros that are like wild.
Yeah. Tons of BMWs. And one thing they do over there that's really cool is because it's hard to get it's harder to get 3-piece wheels and things like that.
Mhm.
So like to get custom wheels to spec is difficult. So there's this Steely that comes on an Opel. I think Opel.
Yeah, that 5-spoke one.
Yeah,
those are
there's
tight,
like
dude.
they're cool.
Yeah, those are
So
sick.
for like $400, you can get a custom set of Steelies cut and widened with lip and everything, and you can chrome them, paint them, whatever, and you got fitted wheels that look pretty decent for dirt cheap, So it's a pretty cool thing they do over there. But all in all, man, like I want to go back there as much as possible. It's just so much fun to be one in Europe and two just experience other people's vibes,
Yeah, no doubt. That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
How does that work? They just toss you on a plane, bring you over, and then everyone gives you keys to their car?
Well, the first time they invited me over and covered my travel. This time I went out. Hoonigan was covering Ultrace.
Oh,
which
nice.
Is that huge car show, and Next Level Drift has a section at Ultrace where they drift every year.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah, so they're like one of the attractions for the event. So this time I went out with Hoonigan. I've worked with Hoonigan for the last 10 years, and just covered the event. And then they're like, "Hey, surprise, motherfucker! Here's a sweet ass car for you to smash on."
Did you crash it? Not so much.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I smashed up some fiberglass for sure, and I literally had my most embarrassing crash of my entire life there. and it didn't happen on track. It happened in the pits.
What?
Yeah, dude. I like it's fucking embarrassing. So it's the end of the day. There's like 15 minutes left, and we're hot lapping, right? And so I do a solo lap, and then I'm navigating through the pits. I see a guy. He's quite a bit in front of me, and he's moving forward as if he was going to go back in line to drift, right? And I see some cars staged, and they're waiting for me to line up with them to go.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh hell yeah! And then when I turn back, this guy's just stopped with no one in front of him, and I smash into the back.
You rear-ended him?
Yeah.
Dude, I've done that move. I've done that move, man.
Yeah, like
on the street.
The worst part about it, because so this is the one car at the event that isn't slammed. Every car at this event is slammed. So because his car wasn't slammed, like my car, the yellow car that I was driving, went under his car.
Like under?
Yeah, it didn't destroy it. Like that car has been through a lot. I don't know if you know the history of that E36 that I was driving. You ever seen that video of like a BMW 7 Series towing an E36?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it loses control, and the E36 on the trailer flips over.
Yeah,
that's the car.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the exact car that I'm driving. So like it's been through some shit. It's been cut and welded a million times, but it's just like the most embarrassing crash of all time. And so like because that car was, sky high, the headlight, only one side, I swerved just enough, but the headlight smashed into the bumper. And yeah, we pulled it out, and I got a couple more laps, but it's just, man, like it's haunting me, and no one has it on video, which is wonderful. I may or may not have a GoPro clip that I might release. I just have to get over the sheer embarrassment of it all, and yeah. So
time heals all wounds,
I don't know, man. The hood still hurts. The hood thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man, Poland's sick. Those guys are sick. Don Musk, it's next level drift. Shout out to them. Any chance you get, But speaking on just international drift events, I got to come to a gala.
Yeah,
I got to come to. What do you mean?
I mean, our scene, dude. Our scene is in serious trouble.
It's not about your scene. It's about you guys.
Oh yeah,
I don't fucking care about the scene itself. You guys make the gala look sick, so I want to be a part of it. Like I don't care. I don't care if it's 7 cars.
We need a venue. We need a venue.
Yeah.
Which honestly makes it probably easier because we'll just like do it in the States somewhere. But
yeah, we do the Evergreen or something like that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we should try to do that because I bet you that it'd actually be way bigger because there's a lot of really sick cars in Washington and a lot of
and then the thing is like all our homies from Canada would just
come up anyways. Yeah,
dude, four door gala. Let's go.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I've been seeing you guys for
I guess
ever. So.
You got a fully built 4-door now, so
something like that. Yeah. Well, no, one of them's still pretty chill. I'm gonna.
One's still a daily, right?
Yeah. I may or may not have slammed it and put some blitz on it, but
well, I mean that's still a daily, but
yeah, it's still a daily.
I got a daily that's pretty crazy.
You got a mod your daily, yeah.
Daily life is a wonderful thing when you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Oh man, your wagon is looking pretty sick.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's definitely almost there.
Yeah.
I just put a sound system in it, which is like kind of like the icing on the cake, and then it fucking lasted like one drive. I was like, what the fuck? It sounded so good, and then on my way, like almost at work, it just died. I was like, what the hell?
Way.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, and then so I have to troubleshoot that now.
Did you try punching it again, Gerard?
You gotta give it.
Yeah, did you blow on it?
Just one good sock.
Blow on the amp.
I gotta I'm just driving it, enjoying it because I just did a little bit of a turbo upgrade, and I have some injectors coming from Australia, and then it should be tuned, and then I think it'll be performance wise, engine wise, it'll be good, like 350 wheel. So it makes all the right sounds. It sounds sick, and
that thing's a 1J, right?
Yeah, it's 1J VTI, 6 speed.
So cool. That's like, I don't know. I love it. I'm
Yeah.
excited to
Yeah.
dip into the 1J with my JZX 100.
Yeah, that's sick. Yours is a Mark II or a Chaser?
Yeah, it's a Mark II. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I love chasers, but I couldn't pass up this deal. Like, I actually gave up on JZX 100s, right?
Yeah.
Because I built my GS 300. I love that car to death. It's a wonderful car. I got your trunk on it. Thank you. For I got a piece of history on that thing.
Yeah.
But I built that car, and I always wanted a JZX 100, but the prices are skyrocketing, and they're more normal than GS 300s.
Yeah.
Which, it's kind of a wild thing to think about. So I was like, you know what? Screw the JZX Dream. I have this cool car. I'm gonna just stick with it. And then this really good deal fell into my lap, and I was going to put a 1J in the MX-83 Cressida that I got for $400. This is like a really clean car, not running. And I was like, okay, $400.
That's a steal for a Cressida these days, man.
Yeah, it's like
that's like what I used to pay back in like 08.
Right. It's like you kind of got.
I mean, that'd be for like a fully running car.
Yeah, with a blown head gasket.
I mean, this one might just have a blown head gasket. I never diagnosed it. I didn't care to diagnose
it. Who cares?
It.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just like, I'm gonna buy it and put a 1J in it. So I bought this car for $400, and then I bought a 1J R154 full JZX 100 swap for $5,000. It's
that's pretty cheap, man.
It's like, it's crazy how that works. Yeah, and it's crazy that that's cheap now.
Yeah.
So I was gonna smash those things together and have a nice little stockish party car. But then I just came across this JZX 100 for dirt cheap, and I couldn't say no to it. I just couldn't say no to the car because I already have the 1J direct swapped into the JZX. So I was like, fuck it, let's just.
It's an NA JZX.
Yeah, it's naturally aspirated.
Oh, cool.
1J. And so whenever I'm not trying to rush into it, because like I have a bunch of other stuff going on, but I just all I care about is the digital cluster. Because it's like, if that doesn't work, I might not even swap it.
Yeah, I don't know how that. It's weird because like. Yeah, Adams.
I mean, some will get it to work for you.
Adams Chaser has a digital cluster too, which is weird because I mean, it differs. Like for us, like I'm just like so not down with the digital cluster. It's no. Even in the Cressidas back in the day, I never liked the digital cluster.
Yeah.
Like, no, just give me the regular analog stuff.
I feel it. There's something special about seeing the needles drop and stuff.
I mean, it's something cool about being in a car like that and just watching the bar graph.
Yeah.
And then the speedo is like 1, 2.
Yeah.
It's like trying to go as fast as like you're, you know what I mean?
Skipping 20 kilometers.
Per second. Sure.
I don't know. It's just, I never had a car with digital cluster, so I'm just kind of like, I'm just vibing. I heard it's a direct plug-in, so
that's cool.
So basically all I need is a drive shaft and an intercooler, and I should be able to turbo swap it. But
there's like a little bit of wiring, but it's not, I don't think it's too complicated.
Yeah.
I have if you know anyone else, I got that Cresta. Like it's beautiful. It's at our shop.
I shopped around for it. I tried to get someone to grab it from you, but I'll keep my ears.
Well, I'll post it up. It's like I literally just got it, and I'm just gonna, like I said, put those coilovers and wheels and stuff on it and post it up. And then I think then people will actually see it. It'll be fun. But
it looks super clean. So but I'm excited to dive into that chassis a little bit. I'm gonna keep that car super tame. I'm gonna keep a stock twin for as long as they last. And
you have twins? You said it's VVTi.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna keep the stock turbo. Excuse me.
Do that.
Stock turbo for as long as I can. I mean, I have a friend he's had a VVTi 1J for a while, 14 pounds, no blow off, so it makes all the right noises. And
I mean they rip, man.
Yeah, it goes for a while. So I have enough ridiculous cars, so I just want.
Yeah. You said you've been with Hoonigan for 10 years. What's that journey been like, or how did that get started? How did that get started? Or?
It's been a journey, that's for sure. So I'm from Orlando, Florida, born and raised. I lived there for most of my life, and then somewhere down the line, I started making content for myself and things like that. And Hoonigan was kind of in the incubator phase, maybe somewhere from 2009 to 2011. They were kind of thinking up this idea and stuff, and I kind of just met them at the right time. I was friends with some of their friends. So like, Chris Forsberg, Ryan Turk, all those guys were our mutual friends. And I was hanging out with those guys a lot, making videos at like East Coast Bash and things like that, back when the bashes were at the height of drifting. And so, everything just kind of aligned. Brian Scotto, co-founder of Hoonigan, he was at Chris Forsberg's house after he won the championship, and I was there too. And we both got drunk there, but we don't remember meeting each other there. We just have mutual Facebook photos together of us being drunk fucks,
Yeah.
And our friendship kind of blossomed from there. Stayed in touch. They invited me to their SEMA launch party in 2011, and we just kind of stayed in touch. And then one day on Facebook Messenger, he hit me up. He was like, "Oh, so when are you coming to California?" And I said, "When you giving me a job?" And he was like, "Let's do it." And like, so all through Facebook Messenger. But let me add that after that exchange, we didn't talk for 6 months.
Oh wow.
so I'm like,
whatever.
So I went to work. I'm like, "Fuck you, nerds. I'm getting a job at Hoonigan. I'm moving to California." And then they go drive for 6 months.
Yeah.
And we eventually caught back up. They flew me out to check out the lay of the land and see if it's, I was really about it. And sure enough, I made an official offer. I literally packed, at the time I was driving an IS 250, 2009 IS 250. I packed all of my belongings in that car. I didn't bring any furniture, and I drove from Florida to California and started my journey. I think I got here like December 2012 or maybe early 2013, something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's been a journey.
What's your business card say? What's your title?
My title.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done a bunch of stuff for the brand. When I started, I've done social media, video editing, marketing, but as of now, I'm like senior manager for marketing and social media.
Hey, do you have a LinkedIn? And if I were to look at it,
I do. I probably look like a dipshit in a sea of professionals because, like, I just there's a photo. My profile picture is me in a sombrero, and I'm in a sombrero with like science goggles, and give me a job.
So when you were in Florida, you worked in Juku, is that right?
Yeah. So in Florida, I worked for Juku Racing for about 4 years, but I've been friends with them for a long time. And it's kind of, so it's funny because I left in Juku to do Hoonigan, and then 10 years later I'm driving in Juku's car.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's a full circle.
Yeah, it's really cool because those guys, man, they're fucking awesome. They're super, super great guys. Ken, the owner of Njuku, is a wonderful dude, and I have lifelong friends that also work there. Because like my journey in drifting started pretty interesting, right? Because it's we grew up. There was Initial D, there was Need for Speed 2 Underground with drifting, and like you drift in games and stuff, but I don't remember like. Because I love those games. I played all those games. I watched Initial D and stuff, but I don't remember ever thinking I can do that, like it wasn't real to me, And so I didn't have dreams of becoming a drifter because that was fun video game stuff to do, but it wasn't in my head like, oh, I could do that in real life,
Yeah.
And so, I got into cars in high school. I got my first car as a 94 Honda Accord. And my best friend in high school, he was a Puerto Rican guy. His family was big into cars. They had Rotaries and Corollas and things like that. And can you hear that?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Should we wait, or is that okay?
No, all right.
370Z.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's good content right
there. I mean, everyone loves the sound of a good old VQ. I tell you what, But my first car was a 94 Accord. My friends surrounding me were into cars. I drove that car to watch Fast and the Furious in the movie theaters. Like the journey was there. I loved cars. I always loved playing car games, but I didn't necessarily love drifting yet. And then I went from the Accord to eventually a Civic hatchback, which was like, that's where all the eBay mods came in, and like I started tinkering things, and I got rear-ended in that car, and I got an insurance check for that, right?
Yeah.
And on the day I got the insurance check, my friend was driving me home from work, and there was a white RX-7 at a used car dealership.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I want it. So I went over there, looked at it. It was gorgeous. Realized it was an RX-7, and I bought that. And then like that
broke down.
That that car was actually really good to me. So it's funny that used car dealership behind it was a rotary shop.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So apparently, like, he would just fix up cars and put them in that front window for some idiot like me to yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And
Gerard, isn't that kind of like you? You were going to buy an RX-7, but then you found a Cressida.
Yeah.
On your way to buy an RX-7.
Yeah, Gerard was on his way.
Yeah, I had a couple of rotaries. I had a first gen at one point, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to buy an FC. I'm going to build this crazy sick FC. And then I was supposed to go meet the guy, and then I was like, let me just go check out this Cressida first, because it was on like Craigslist, or I guess back then it was buy and sell or whatever. And then I stopped in and looked at this Cressida and just fell in love and bought it, and then just never even looked back to the FC at all. But
yeah, you went the right way, man. You went the right direction. A lot of less pain.
What could have been though, hey?
Yeah, I got lots of rotary buddies, and they're just like money nonstop.
It's a wonderful, like, it's special, and technology has come a long way. Technology has come a long way. These the setups for these cars are pretty dialed. Like, people haven't figured out, but like I bought that car, and then I still, I started like taking U-turns by popping the clutch, and I was like, oh. I'm like, oh, this is nice, And then I went to an RX-7 meet where I met this guy Chris. It was a dyno day, and like after the dyno day was over, he was like, yo, me and my friends are going to a secret spot. He's like, me and my friends are going to a secret spot. You wanna come check it out? And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. I don't know what the hell, I don't know anything about this stuff. And so I go with him to meet up with his friends at this quote unquote secret spot. It was called the Sandlot because it was all concrete, but it had a light dust of like sand on the top of it. So it was really good on tires. You could, low power cars could get down. It was a really cool spot.
Was it just turbo or non-turbo?
No, it was non-turbo at the time.
Right. Yeah. That's why it was so reliable.
Yeah.
And wait, kids did not play baseball at the Sandlot?
Yeah, no. This wasn't one of those. There's no smalls,
no giant dogs.
Yeah, no smalls, no none of that.
You're killing me.
So he takes me to the spot. His friends were really cool, really nice to me, and they're all hitting these big drifts. But they're like, yo, before you can do any of this stuff, like, pump your brakes, little guy. Before you can do any of this stuff, there's a cone over here. You go do donuts around that cone, and when we think you're good enough, then we'll teach you how to do this other stuff. Like, so that was my introductory to drifting. Like that.
That's hilarious. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I consider my real introduction to drifting. Because like, obviously, I played the games and stuff, and I didn't have access to like the OG Japanese films at this time or anything like that. So like, I was really late on the curve as far as Japanese influence goes. I just met these guys. They showed me the way. They had it was 240 coupe and MR2, which is an unorthodox drift car. Mm-hmm. Another RX-7, 240 hatch. It was just, and a A86, two 8086s. It was a cool mix of cars, cool group of dudes, and like they taught me, pretty much how to drift. They taught me how to clutch kick, all this stuff, and most of those guys still work at Enjuku Racing.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So literally lifelong friends. This was 2007, 2006, something like that. This was so long ago. I have videos on YouTube somewhere of them teaching me how to clutch kick, like my first successful clutch kick and stuff like that. But at this point, I'd turboed my RX-7. It was like when I met him, it was in A, and then I blew it up shortly after meeting them. And then listen, don't start, right? And then
Man, my first like drifting videos are on like Street Fire, but that site is gone. That site's gone now, and they're gone.
Crazy,
yeah,
man.
gone now.
That's crazy. I just yesterday I was Googling Street Fire to see if there was like some archive where you could go and watch.
Yeah, I swear there's got to be like back internet.
There has to be. There has to be somewhere. I know there was an old website where you could like watch, like go on old pages that are no longer around. I don't remember.
Yeah, I gotta look more into it or something.
But yeah, man, and Juke racing has been a huge part of me getting into drifting, because like I met those guys, they taught me drifting, and then like I would hang out with them at Juke racing, and then I ended up going to like Nopi Nationals.
Nopi.
Yeah, I ended up going to Nopi Nationals with them and like shooting photos for them and videos for them. Like Formula D when it was at Summit Point or something like that. Like, so they like, that was my introductory into drifting, Formula D and that kind of stuff, seeing these wild like SR cars that Njuku was building, and that was my starting point. And so it's really crazy to be in the seat of one of their cars at this point in time.
Let's say
many years later. Yeah.
When you started, I might screw this up, but you had your own blog when you started, right?
Yeah.
Beard Life?
Yeah. I had
Beard Life.
Beard Life is what got the attention of Hoonigan for me. So like, I was doing Beard Life. I was working in Juke racing. I loved making content, and I don't know, I needed an outlet for it, but at the same time, me and my friend, so it was me and my friend, we were just chilling in an apartment, and like I was just starting to grow my beard, I was just starting to grow my beard, and like I was patchy as hell. It wasn't happening. And then like I was getting my haircut one day, and my barber were talking about it. He was like, yo, just let it grow. Like you'll grow over the patches. And so I was like, all right, you know what? Sure. And then my friend, he had a pretty Vermont beard, and we just joked about Beard Life one day, and I was like, I'm gonna go buy that website. And then I bought the website, beardlife.net, and it just kind of like, it was a blog. I loved cars, and a lot of my friends had beards, so I was like, all right, let's just blend these two things again. Make some stickers, do some event coverage, make some shirts. I made some decent money that helped me put the Twerk Stallion together in the early phase, and the videos and social media work I was doing for myself then caught the attention of Hoonigan. So it's like all of that happened the way it was supposed to happen, I guess.
That's sick, man.
Did anyone ever approach you to buy that domain since, or what? You still
I still have it. I still have it. No one's tried.
No beard aficionados out there trying to get it from you.
No, because like someone else had beardlife.com, I think. I didn't buy them all. I don't know.
It's not a monopoly.
I didn't know why I didn't do that, but yeah, it's it's still there, chilling. A couple of friends have joked with me about like bringing it back to life, but I don't know.
Seems like a lot of work.
Well, it was fun then, but I don't have the same passion for it then. So like bringing it back, it would just be I don't know.
You're gonna hire a couple people to run it. So
right.
So you just say yay or nay.
Yeah, right.
All right. So you hop in your Lexus, you drive to California, you're at Hoonigan. At some point, you move in with Will Rogie from Keep Drifting Fun. I think that's when I met you. I immediately slept on your floor.
Yeah, I immediately moved in with him. Like I drove from California or from Florida to his house.
The power media couple you guys become.
Yeah, so like I was saying about the bash era of drifting, Will Rogie was obviously at the top of the game with Keep Drifting Fun and things like that. And he was always really nice. We had great times at Formula D. We had great times at all the bashes. And we always got along. And I think I made a post on Facebook or something saying I needed a place in California. And he had a room just become vacant in his house. So I hopped in there, and it was a good, I think, 6 years that we lived together.
Wow, that's a long time. Eh?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it was 5 or 6 years we lived together, and it was a good run. It was a great run, man. I love that guy to death. He's one of the nicest, most genuine people you ever meet. Ride or die friend, will do anything for you, and just super talented. He's one of those guys. I need to learn how to do this, or there's a job that needs to get done somewhere. Okay, I'll learn how to do it, and then I'll do it myself. Like, it never fails. I watched him paint his own 240 in the garage just because, he just wanted to try it. Yeah, he did a good job too. He did a really good job.
So then you're at Hoonigan. When did you find, like, look, because obviously we go from this point where you got your own blog, and we were talking before you got on the call. There's the article that says you are the most, is it influential car? No, hang on. What is it? The
world's largest car.
No.
Yeah. Take that, supercar Blondie.
No, no. The headline was most important.
Most important.
Yeah, most important.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not the most influential. There are a ton of. I don't think. Oh, first of all, I don't think I'm the most important. I don't think anyone's the most important. I think we all do our part in multiple different ways to uplift the automotive industry. But I'm not going to say no to an article like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was super cool to wake up to. That's crazy. That was like Oprah's company.
Yeah.
Oprah's company was doing an initiative where they kind of just pick 50 different Black influencers in their respective industry and kind of give them a voice. So it was really cool to be a part of that.
That's cool, man.
Is Oprah's company still Harpo?
Say what?
Because it's Oprah's company, isn't it Harpo? It's Oprah backwards. No, just me that knows.
No,
all right, that's fine.
I knew that.
Yeah, big brains.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, so I guess road and track falls under the halo of that stuff. And
no shit.
Yeah.
What do you feel like it was a gradual growth thing? Because, like, how many cars do you have now?
I have, like 12.
How do you keep track of your registration?
Yeah, like 12.
Well, they're all not registered. They're all not registered.
Oh, okay.
They're all not like, so all right, I'll break it down. All right. We have Twerk Stallion. That's, my one and true love, first and only. And then I have another FCRX7 that's on top of, if we watch any recent Hoonigan videos, there's a black FCRX7 sitting on top of a container. That's mine. I have another FC sitting at Chair Slayer's shop that we're eventually going to put together. So that's 2 FCs that aren't doing anything with no motors in them. And then I have my FD, which it runs and everything. It's actually, that car's registered and insured. So it just needs a couple of bits and pieces to make it like really roadworthy. And then I have my 240. I could register that, but it's just kind of.
That's a K series one, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got a Honda K series in it. Great motor, makes 500 on a stock motor, which is pretty sick. Super cool sounding and fun to drive. Peaky power band. And that car could be registered. I know people here in California that can get it done, but it's not worth even, driving a car like that on the streets of California. And then my JZX 100, which is a recent acquisition. My R32 GTR, that's my daily right now.
Sick.
And then I have an 04 Denali, which was like my high school dream truck that I bought a couple years ago. So I've got that. my lady's GS 350, and
You got a truck.
And then two A86s. That truck was the F450 you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually an influencer deal. So that was just a year lease for free.
Oh wow, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, but yeah, it was sick until the pandemic rolled everything over and I didn't get to use it. Like it was cool to have. I loved every moment of it, but I didn't get to,
I tow the cars around, go to events.
Such bad timing for such a cool deal.
Yeah,
because I was supposed to be an every year thing, but
that'd be so dope.
Yeah, I know. The pandemic really blew it for me. Two A86s and my GS300.
I mean, it feels like we're over 12. I wasn't counting.
Yeah. There was a couple
there's this one,
a couple triplets in there, some twins. Oh, I got two 8.6s.
I've been so don't get it twisted. Okay, don't get it twisted. I didn't spend you hear these cars and today's prices, holy shit, But I've been collecting these cars for 10 years, right?
Right.
So the black FC I got for $2,000. It's an actual turbo 2. The one that's at Rob's shop I got for free, because nobody wanted FCs for quite some time, My 240 I paid $1,200 for, just right before the cusp, right before the cusp. My GS 300 I paid $2,000 for it.
Yeah, those cars are fairly worthless. Right?
If people are trying to grift and get money, you just lowball the shit out of them. I'm a piece of shit.
We should turn this into a buying episode. How to buy as many cars as possible.
Yeah, just
lowball the shit out of them.
Just shit on them, man. No, I'm just kidding.
Get all your homies to call too.
Yeah,
get 10 people calling them.
Yeah,
everyone gives them the lowest offer. You swoop in with a slightly higher one.
Yeah, so and then my Corollas are expensive now. It sucks. I got my Corolla for $6,000. It's GTS converted, had aero, wide body, T3 coilovers, all the suspension arms. That's $6,000.
That seems like a deal.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, I got to scoop this up. And my FD I got for $7,000.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, FD is like a $70,000 car now,
and I bought that in 2017. So
it's a good time to buy an FD.
Yeah, so I have a bunch of cars, but over the course of 10 years and for the prices I paid for them, I just came out pretty good. I'm not just everyone thinks I'm, rolling in fucking money, and it's not, the internet will trick you.
I just learned that you're living Kevin's dream and not Gerard's dream. And this whole time I thought you were living Gerard's dream, but you're definitely living Kevin's dream. You got the 8.6s, you got all the old cars. That's not what Gerard would be doing.
It's all cars that I love, it's all cars that, I have a son now. He'll be 3 in August. Mm-hmm. And by the time he's 18, who knows if, what the prices of these things will be. Who knows if we'll be allowed to drive them. Who knows any of that,
We talk about that all the time.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of hoarding. I'm like, man, he's got to experience this. He's got to experience some of it. So I just keep telling myself all these cars are for him,
My daughter fully was like, I'll have your blue car when I'm old enough, which is like an Aristo. And I'm like, I don't know if you'll a teenage girl in Vancouver would want to drive my Aristo around in Vancouver.
I mean, that's a pretty sick teenage girl car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be real weird though, just on its.
It would be a weird car for
June to drive her
teenage
around.
girl.
I mean, it's also going to be in 20. Yeah,
well, she's not going to drive when she's 25, Gerard. She's going to drive when she's.
No, I meant
in 11 years.
The year will be in 2030 or something.
Yeah.
So, are you going to do the Mark Arsenal thing and get your build a car for your son, or what do you? What's the play?
So the first A86 I bought, I want that to be his first car. I think that'd be cool. And it's already pretty much done up. It's 4AG. It's got a built rear end, wide body, slammed on Watanabes. It doesn't need anything. And I bought that car mostly that way, So I put the watts on it. I swapped the coilovers. I put different seats in it, and then I painted it my orange and put a different hood on it. Just little tweaks to kind of make it more my car than the previous car, But that's the car I would love for him to have as his first car. He's in love with the FD though, because I just don't let him touch it. So he's anytime he gets to be in that car or be around that car, he gets super jazzed up. But yeah, I don't, he naturally took on the cars. Like I didn't want to force him into it. I didn't want him to feel like I was pressing him to do it. The moment he could make noises, he was mimicking car noises, and like he has this uncanny ability to where, like, all right, his aunt drives a Honda Accord, right? So it doesn't matter what color it is, he knows, oh, that's a Honda Accord. And so he's like, oh, look, my aunt's car, or look, Dad, your truck. And it's a completely different color, but it's the same truck, It's like he knows cars well.
That's sick.
And now he's just obsessed with monster trucks. So
yeah, monster trucks are sick.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, how can you not be obsessed, right? Like,
yeah, I kind of slept on Monster Jam and monster trucks for a while, and I've been hanging around them a lot recently, and it's like, yo, this is kind of slept on. These guys are savages.
They're nuts, dude.
Especially
with what they're doing
those
now.
Trucks are so crazy too.
They're so insane.
It doesn't make sense how those things move.
No.
Yeah, the amount of power they need, but they actually have to do all those weird, crazy tricks. And like when you go to the big, I mean, I've never been to the big, because in Canada we get this like super peasant version of fucking monster trucks.
We don't have like massive stadium.
Yeah, like I want to go to like Tacoma or fucking whatever, and those
dude, it's worth the trip.
Yeah, like, and then they get the huge air. You're like, man, the thing's like 70 feet in the air or some shit.
It's crazy. It's crazy to be at the top of a stadium and then a truck is eye level with you.
Yeah. Those guys must have like fucked up bodies, man.
Yeah, so Ryan Anderson, he drives son of a digger. Yeah, he invited me to like try to maybe try out for monster trucks.
Dude.
And and I was like, fuck no. I was like, there's, and not because I'm afraid to do it, it's because my back is already a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, as much as cool as it would be, I want to be able to drift. So I'm not gonna mash my body up.
Spine.
Yeah. And he was honest about it. He's like, yeah, it's not good for your spine. It's not gonna,
Hey, I love that you subtly said, I painted it my orange. I think that was just a nice little.
What?
No, I just love it. I mean,
what do you mean?
I just love that. Like, I think
you have your own color.
You have your own color, man.
Your own brand, man.
I mean,
you could have your own car show. Just line them all up.
Well, that honestly, that's my goal, right? So.
20 Montana on the driveway.
Well, 2013, I painted Torque Stallion. It was orange already, but I had a custom orange mixed up, and I don't really see any cars that color.
Right.
And I fell in love with the color. I think it looks good on anything I put it on. So that's why I'm kind of just like lacing all my cars with it, because, and I'll eventually mix match my colors, but I just want that image of all my cars together, all that color, for like a Taniguchi vibe. I think he did a cover on Super Street one time with like all his red cars.
Yeah, that's so.
Yeah,
those are my favorite. Yeah,
one man Wolfpack type shit. So yeah, I want to do that. And then it's funny because I was just in Poland, and those guys, they take good care of me. They give me their car and stuff. And I told them, I was like, yo, I want you guys to come to America and experience Final Bout or something to that effect. And I was like, I have enough cars to have a drift kit. So I might actually have the chance to have them all drive my cars and have an orange, I get to see my cars
Orange
as a
team.
drift team. Yeah,
that'd be sick.
Yeah.
I would just like to see a clip of all your cars just driving like down the road together, even just like in formation. That'd be great.
These are big goals that I have. Just gotta, just gotta get my timing right and keep everything together. Because everything that was my plan. This was supposed to have already happened, but I just went through this phase where I was rotating blow ups. So I'm just, I'm just blowing shit up. I'll fix it, blow this one up after this one's fixed, and I just kept screwing shit up. So like I'm starting to catch up. My the GS300, I got a stroker motor for it, so that's almost back in action. And my 240's running good. Torque Stallion's running good. I'm waiting on a motor for my 11 Corolla, and once that's in and good, I need to do a head gasket on my pop-up Corolla because 4AGs love the party. And so pretty soon, like I have a pretty good orange fleet.
So it's like 6 cars, 5 cars?
So right now, Torque Stallion is actually red right now. I painted it red when I was mobbing with Animal Style for a little while.
Yeah.
And but I wanna get that back to orange. GS is orange. Both my Corollas are orange. 240's orange. So yeah, right now, I can't count. That's 4 cars, right? Yeah.
Four of the baker's dozen you own.
Yeah.
There's one thing that I know we're gonna have to get to, and if we don't do it, people that regularly listen to this podcast are gonna be upset with us. And you know what it is, Gerard?
What?
We got to talk about a wheel.
Oh, the Blitzo 3.
Yeah.
All right, Kurt. So, I mean, look, you'd maybe...
but it's the same with all the cars.
Ongoing theme.
You got in before the hype,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe you are the hype. Maybe you're the reason.
Don't put that evil on me.
It's
Do
a
not
$20,000
I don't know,
wheel.
man.
Do not put that. There's a guy with.
Listen, you got your own color.
Yeah. Hey,
exactly.
Hey, if you can claim anything passionately, and people will just believe you. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. So a little bit of background. I'm going to throw Gerard under the bus. Probably not nice to do with company, but it is an ongoing theme. We've done 50 episodes now.
Yeah.
Gerard has regularly raged about Blitzo 3s. Not because he dislikes them. He disagrees with the price range.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous that these wheels are $6,000.
Yeah.
I'm upset with myself because, like, all right, so the first set I got, it was dirt cheap. I have 2 sets. The first set I got was dirt cheap, and then I love them. They're step lipped, and awesome, but I just really, really, really wanted a non-step lip.
Yeah, the reverse, like original style.
Yeah, just an 18 face straight lip.
Yeah,
straight.
Just for because I've been collecting wheels for a long
time.
They
look better in the step in the straight.
Yeah,
lip,
100%. Like I love my stepped versions, but I was like, just for my collection's sake, I need a regular version of these wheels. And so like I just paid $4,000 for a set of these stupid wheels, man.
I mean, $4,000 is pretty average.
It's
Gerard. Gerard's holding back.
No. I'm saying $4,000, like for like, are they your sizes and they're like rebuilt as new and stuff?
They're not rebuilt as new. They were rebuilt and sized. They fit perfectly on the JZX 100. So that works out great for me. They're triple chrome. They're triple chrome. So like, it's a rebuilt size. They were built for an IS 300, and I bought them just because I was like, I need a set of these, and they weren't $6,000, $7,000, even $8,000 that people are asking for these wheels. It was a good friend, and I helped him get a discount on a motor that he wanted, and in return he gave me a good price on
that's
the
cool.
Blitzo 3s. Yeah.
So why do you like the Blitzo 3? Okay, on your wheel scale from 1 to 10, your most loved to to least love wheels, where does the Blitz 03 stand?
It is probably all right, here we go. Number 1, VSKF.
All right.
Number 2, Meister.
Okay.
Number 3.
I was like, there's so many Meisters though. There's like the Mesh Meister, the Spoke Meister, the 3
You're talking
piece,
about Meister
the
S1.
2
Yeah.
piece.
What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, just the S1, man.
No, like I don't know. Like
I mean, I had Meisters. I had Meister M1s.
Kevin's a connoisseur, you guys. Let him be
I'm
a
just
connoisseur.
No, I'm just joking. But when I say Meisters,
Yeah, everyone knows the S1.
Yeah. That's
number 3.
No, Meister's number 2. So KF, Meister, and
okay.
And then
hey, at least the first 2 is a work. The first 2 are works.
Yeah. And then I really like the Blitz 03.
So the 03 is 3?
Yeah. So I put the 03.
Well placed.
Yeah, I'd put the 03 next, and then I'd say Equip 05. Is that what it is? Equip 05?
They're just the 5-spoke.
The flat one.
Yeah. And then
that's a very nice wheel.
And then just to round off a even top 5, I guess I'd say T37.
One piece wheel in there.
You gotta have one.
Yeah, so that's my current wheel.
All right,
that's cool. Yeah, I've never had a set of KFs.
Do you own all those wheels right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to get some Minervas. That's on my list.
Oh yeah.
That's
the next place.
Before someone.
That's an icy wheel.
Yeah.
Before they go up in ridiculous.
I feel like those wheels are going up.
Yeah, everything.
All the wheels are going up.
Everything. It's a
Kevin, you're fine connoisseur of wheels. Everything's going.
Old man yells at cloud.
Goddamn YouTubers! These goddamn YouTubers are ruining everything.
You guys are running the price up on everything.
Don't say you guys, all right?
Look, Hert. I'm gonna shoot real straight with you. When you got the GS, I was just like dollar signs in my eyes. I was like, here we go. I'm riding this stock to the moon.
Jokes on you. It didn't work. See, I have no influence. I have no influence.
Well, that's not what Oprah's company
is. It would have been good if I didn't smash my Aristo, and then we could have had, it'd be cool to drive the big body North American cars.
I was in my head, in my own bubble, my internal thing. I was building this journey up. I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm gonna get to drive with Gerard in this GS." And then that sad day came, and
wow.
And then I was like, "Yo, you selling that trunk?"
Yeah.
Man,
I'll let Gerard drive my Aristo, and you guys can drive together. As long as there's no walls nearby, because I don't need that.
It's crazy. Even going to Final Bot, I didn't even get to drive with Chav. I guess his car was broken the entire time or something, so I didn't really get to drive with him. I was all stoked. I was like, "Yeah, finally!" These obscure ass big body drift cars can be seen, and then
they have friends.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm gonna try to bring my GS to Final Bout.
Dude,
because I want to drive with Chop too. I just want to chong that place up.
Did you drive with the other gun from Black Moon or whatever? The 400.
I didn't drive with Black Moon, but I did drive with the Will Kid.
Oh
yeah. He's got that cool 1J powered GS.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of more parts on that car.
Yeah, it was the first event for me, so it wasn't the best. Because as that was Drift Week, and this was the first stop of Drift Week, and it was kind of short, and so I'd like to run it back with them so we can get some really good, sweet footage of us driving together. But we did do a little driving.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love those cars, man. Before I moved to California, my old roommate, he had a 2GS, and I actually had a first gen.
Yeah, 147.
Yeah. I had a first gen. I did NAT, put a W58 in it. Yeah, slammed it.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it was turbo slammed. I always loved 4-doors. That was actually one of my first, builds, I guess.
Cool.
That was before. No, that wasn't before my first RX-7, but it was before the Twerk Stallion. That build led me to the Twerk Stallion, oddly, but yeah, so I had a first gen slammed turbo. It was fun. I didn't have it long. I ended up selling it because I'm an idiot, and like I had a small brake fire, and instead of fixing a brake line and enjoying it, I traded it for an FD roller.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good trade.
Yeah, but then I sold the FD roller, and then I bought a Police Interceptor Crown Vic, and then
What?
Yeah, you lost me now.
well,
okay.
Look, man,
It's still 4-door, you know.
Look,
Yeah,
life
Yeah,
gives you
rear-wheel
lemons.
drive.
You gotta
Yeah, I
work
know,
things
hey.
out, you know. Like I wasn't in the position to build an FD. I wasn't in, you know, I just needed a nice commuter, and it was $1,200 for a really clean 2000 Police Interceptor.
Those things rip, man.
Yeah, and everyone gets out of your way.
Yeah.
And then I broke the diff neutral bombing.
Yeah.
You broke the diff in that thing?
Yeah,
They're pretty big.
It didn't break, but like on the highway at like 70 miles an hour, every now and then the diff would just go boom.
Oh,
Like
damn.
something was bouncing around in there, and it would eventually get stuck and then try to shoot itself out of the case.
That sounds sketchy.
Yeah, it was sketchy. It was sketchy. And so I traded that car that I bought for $1,200 with the broken diff for the Torque Stallion.
Oh, that's
And the Torque Stallion was an old friend's car. I met him at the street races long before you know, my drift journey. And like years later, he had it parked under a tree. He bought a Z06. It was already V8 swap, but the motor was blown. He took the heads off, put them on a Z06, and it was just sitting under a tree. And so I was like, yo, I think I posted up my Crown Vic for sale. And he was like, yo, I'll trade you my RX-7 for it. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And so I traded him. The RX-7 had, I think it was, you guys ever heard of Mike Peters? Mike Speed.
Mike Speed, I've heard of that.
Yeah, he used to have that blue 240 V8. He used to do 360s way back in the day before 360s were even a thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Either way, somehow I got connected with him, and he towed the car from Texas to Florida for me. And and then I bought a junkyard 5.3 liter from LKQ for $500, and that's how Torque Stallion became a thing. Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about the GS, because I mean we're going to talk about sedans.
Yeah, let's do it.
Also, I love me a
one.
JZS chassis. So let's chat about that.
Yeah,
I don't know
four
when we
people
should
here
do
have a
this.
JZS chassis. Well, I guess
I
two
did.
still do.
I
We
did.
all have.
Actually, yeah, I know we all have.
I forgot about that.
One.
Yeah.
So you got
Okay, all right,
Serial 9
yeah.
parts on that car, right?
Yeah. So, you know, I got the GS300. So originally, you know, that car, it was always my dream to obviously do this, and the pandemic came, so I had nothing but time. Got a GTE swap from JDM California. Pulled the motor out in my garage by myself. And just started, you know, doing what I needed to do to make the swap happen. And so basically, like, did the swap, got it tuned, dropped it off at paint, and then 3 days later, like this was in a week's time, right? Like obviously there was a lot of time leading up to it going to the dyno and stuff, but the dyno to paint shop to leaving for Drift Week was like a week time span.
Yeah, I remember.
So
that.
there's no test days, no nothing. And this was before I had, you know, the Serial 9 parts I had the shifter, which is the best shifter on the market. But I didn't have any of the arms.
You had that in the Torque Stallion a couple of years before you built the GS as well.
I did. I had it in the Torque Stallion when the rotary swap with the CD 009 transmission, heavier than the motor. Pretty interesting setup. But yeah, you know, so I drove that car cross country, and it was fun. It worked, but camber wear and things like that were just atrocious. So, like, you know, fast forward a bunch of times later, I saw you guys were coming out with new billet arms and stuff, and so Gerard and I talked the talk, and I eventually went in and bought some of the arms from you guys, and I still haven't got to drive the car fully with the arms yet. You know, like everything's so it's like I got back from Drift Week. I did a couple of things with the car, and then I ended up spinning a bearing, just doing some dipshit stuff. And so during that downtime, I got a stroker motor and, just had the car on the lift. And I was like, all right, well, we may as well upgrade everything. So I was using like 30% of the tire on Drift Week. I was just wasting tire. It was just a huge waste.
It looks cool that way, bro.
Yeah. No. Look. I'm all for that stuff, but I'm about zeroing out camber and then widening the fenders to fit just the same. So as the car is still going to be. I'm not going to be Gerard low. The BN just will not allow that.
I tried that.
Yeah, it's just not happening. I would love for it to happen, but I'm also an old man with a son now, so I choose my battles. Torque can be slammed. I let that thing be slammed. But I haven't had a chance to really feel out the arms. I did some donuts, figure eights around the Hoonigan yard, and it felt good. But I'm excited to get that car back and really go hard.
Did you have the different subframe bushings in for Drift Week?
Oh yeah, we did that.
Okay.
Yeah. We did do that. You're
the
right.
Subframe on that car, the subframe bushings on that car is a huge deal. Do you notice the difference?
I didn't.
Ryan?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. They changed mine. We just went to. Actually, you can help us with this. Is it Whackfest or Weekfest?
I've never been. So.
Whackfest.
We've been calling it Whackfest, and then we're like, wait a minute, might be Weekfest.
No, I think it's Whackfest.
Okay, good. I hope so.
Yeah.
We made a whole video of us just being like, we're going to Whackfest. We're going to Whack. We're already super Canadian, saying Z instead of Z. I drove the Aristo down, and no, it felt way better with all like the subframe bushings and everything. The car. I am amped to do the single, go to the single. Manifold, but the car, it feels like it's getting to where it needs to be. I need some company to build an angle kit for it that's local, but I'll just keep waiting.
I have heat maker knuckles on it. On mine.
Oh, but I got a line on some other people that paint
right.
Money green.
I think I heard some stuff. I actually think I heard some stuff.
I like my parts like a fine artisan boutique store,
Hey, support your local speed shops, man.
Yeah.
I'm with that. So it's honestly impressive because I did Drift Week with completely stock arms, cut knuckles, and all SERIANINE rear bushing stuff. So the subframe bushings, diff bushings, and it's ridiculous how good that car feels. It's ridiculous how good those cars drift, and it literally made no sense to me. I was like, wow,
this has no right to be this good.
It has zero right, So I'm excited to feel it with the adjustable arms from you guys. Dial in a little more grip and get that thing.
Did you get the engine mounts from us? You did.
Yeah, so those are in the car now.
But they weren't in the car before.
They weren't.
Oh, it's going to be night and day, man.
Yes.
Night and day.
Yeah, so it's funny when I pulled the motor out after spinning the bearing, the motor mounts just stayed in the car. I was like, wow. So I really just did, a 3,000-mile road trip across the country, killed 30 tires at 6 different events, and my motor mounts were not doing anything. So
they're not very useful.
Now you can actually put that power down.
I'm excited. Honestly, I know I have a bunch of cars, but I think that one's my baby, man. I love that car so much. Torquestein was good to me and it had a great run, but currently the GS300 is the car that I'm most excited to drive.
That's it.
Go on.
Yeah.
So I have a question. When did you first hear of SerialNine?
When did I first hear of SerialNine?
Or how did you find out? Yeah, how did you find out about SerialNine?
There's a bunch of grainy old videos on the internet. I can't pinpoint the exact time, but I just remember all the bash phase and I don't know if I saw you guys at a bash or something in Washington or whatever it may be, but I think there was a time where you couldn't not know about SerialNine. You guys were kind of stomping on everybody. So
Yeah, that was the Washington early days.
Yeah,
with like drifting kind of blowing up, and then we would show up from Canada driving 2 hours.
Yep.
And then that was,
you guys kind of just show up and flex and let everyone know.
The heyday.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So yeah, I can't pinpoint like a direct moment. My memory's fucked. But I don't know. I just always known that you guys were the shit. So
and then you knew and then you met Rob. Rob knew.
Rob knew you guys for sure. I knew about you guys before Rob for sure, but so Rob actually came through to Hoonigan when he finished his car after his accident, and that's how we met, and we just hit it off, man. Like that guy's my brother forever. We I don't know, we just bonded immediately, and we did unprofessionals, and like after you do a road trip like that with somebody, you know, we were on the road for like 3 weeks. Drove across and around the entire country just hitting events together. It was honestly one of the best times, like simpler times, man. Life was that shit. That was so good. That was so good. Like such a good adventure with such an amazing dude, and it's so good to see him still absolutely killing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How have things changed for you then, like since that? Because you say like simpler times. What do you mean by that?
Well, I only.
What do you mean?
I only had one car then.
Yeah.
And one thing you realize is like
that doesn't even seem that long ago. You had one car then, and
I only had
that was exponential growth.
Yeah. I mean, that's 2016. You know, that's 6 years. Yeah.
2 cars a year.
2 cars a year. Yeah.
It's not a bad
easy math.
Pretty easy. Pretty easy to do 2 cars a year. That's
honestly.
You got the room. Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, you notice trying to maintain one car versus a fleet of cars. It's like I got a little carried away trying to build all this stuff at once, and it wasn't the plan to. It's, you know, the plan was always to focus on one thing at a time, but then like something would hold up one thing, so you're like, all right, I'll just jump on this one, and then
look at this sick deal, and then you're like, I'm gonna build this quick. I'm just gonna quickly build this one.
2 weeks. It'll take 2 weeks.
Yeah,
you know, and nothing ever does. But so you just get caught up, and so I just, it's something I've been kind of reminiscing on. I'm like, oh man, I used to drive a lot more when I only had one car to focus on. So I, you know, I'm trying to get back on that balance, because like driving is I have lived my life for drifting. Like ever since I met those guys and learned about clutch kicking and learned about drifting, like drifting has ruled my life. I've every dollar that I've made and every dollar that I've earned, however it was dedicated to drifting, because nothing ever made me feel as good as drifting did. You know? So like, I mean, it's crazy to think about, because like I did everything for drifting because I love driving, and then like it got me, and I got into the automotive industry, and then that slowly got me into Juke racing, and then Juke racing got me into Hoonigan, and then Hoonigan moved to Long Beach, and then I met the love of my life, and now we have a son. And now I'm driving race cars for Juke racing again. So it's like it all just paved the way for me, even though I struggled for so long.
It's always got to be a struggle, man.
You know. So it's, you know, and I'm continuing still, you know, to live my life for drifting, but with balance. You know, life is important. I love my family. I love life outside of drifting. It's an interesting thing to balance, but I still want to try to maximize my driving as well, you know?
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys know. Aging, man. Aging is a thing.
In this latest video we just released, Gerard watched it for the first time, and he sees Ryan and I, and he's like, you guys look like a couple of old men. And I'm like, we are old men.
Dude. The guy literally turned 38 the day after we shot that scene. I'm like, no, I'm fully an old guy. Like that's
we are fucking grown-ups.
That is. Hey, I don't know how to really say this, but so you have all these cars, and part of me always wondered from afar. I was like, every time you get a car, I'm like, oh, that'll make for good content. Does that ever like enter your mind when you get a car, or do you just like follow your heart and then the content? comes
I
after?
don't buy anything for content. So there hasn't been a car that I've bought because I think it'll be good for content. Like I don't do
make content,
and
fake
that's
content.
Right. And that's why when you lump me in with YouTubers, I kind of lashed
Yeah.
out.
No, I hear that.
No, come on.
Like you're just
real
doing
deal.
you.
Yeah, you know, like
Yeah,
I've like I said, I've lived my life for this stuff for as long as I can remember, and like I haven't ever built anything that doesn't fit my
Right.
aesthetic or my vibe, so
Yeah.
yeah, I've never built, I would say I've never built a content car.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's great to know. Also, I'm sorry if I didn't mean to lump you in with.
Nah,
YouTubers. Not what I wanted.
There are a lot of YouTubers
man,
now too.
When if
but it's
you
also
pay
scale.
attention, I fully see you as like a media guy that made it.
No,
so
I
that's
feel
my
you, man.
lens.
Look, at the
That's
end of the day, I'm a fucking YouTuber. Like it is what it is, But I just like to, set a little bit of a standard. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how we are too. It's like we've literally been fucking with the same cars for who knows how long.
Yeah.
2000s, right?
Yeah,
so that's we're just like stay in our lane and just build shit for Toyotas. It's like pretty much all we do, right?
And because you love it. Exactly. It's like you got you guys are obviously smart as fuck, and you can build whatever you want for whatever you want, but you choose to do it for the cars that you love, and you stay pretty true to that. And it's like, even with Hoonigan, like Hoonigan didn't start off as a YouTube company. We just kind of fell into it. I'll be honest, like I was like, when vlogging was becoming popular, I didn't understand it. And so I didn't participate in it. I was like, I don't know, that's weird to me, and then like I started to understand the business side of it. And I started to understand like, how, like if you're into creating content, if you're into, just sharing things that you love, it took me a while to understand that, because like YouTube was a place where some people just do the weirdest and the fakest things. And so if that's your experience, then you're like, oh, this is gross, but there's some pureness and good vibes that come out of it. So like, yeah, that's, like I said, just kind of set a little bit of a standard.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's cool, man.
Hey, who doesn't set a standard? Throw someone under the bus. No, I'm joking. Don't
Yeah.
If you want, you can.
We'll edit it out.
That's when I know how to edit out, because I edit the podcast. So whenever Gerard and Kevin say something,
podcast.
we wave our hands.
Sometimes we'll like ramble on and start talking some real
who's
shit.
the motherfucker you hate?
That's funny. That's funny. I mean, like it's being in the industry so long and seeing all these guys come up and like I understand how some people can see these YouTubers and like feel like they're kind of fake or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you meet the guys and get to know them, then you actually realize there's a lot of passion behind what they're doing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, is everybody's different,
work.
Man. Like somebody's YouTube style or passion could be very different than other people's passion. Some people are really passionate about breaking shit,
Yeah.
Some people are really passionate about
Why'd you look me in the eyes when you said that?
No. I just meant like building crazy, stupid shit, and then hanging off a cliff or
for sure, for sure.
Taking an excavator to it.
Some people are genuinely.
I definitely feel like I could relate to you when you're just like, yeah, man, I like started drifting, and then like that was just it. It was like all of my money and all of my time was just like, and it feels like maybe the other two dudes aren't so about that, because before that I was going to ask you like, like, is it about the driving more, or is it about the like seeing your vision of the car? Like, oh, I want to build a pop-up like hatchback 8.6. I want to build 11. I want to build an FD. I want to build this like R8, like more about the driving, less about the like building a vision.
So it's always been about the driving for me. Like that has always been like the top priority. But as my life, went along and like my career started to expand, or I don't know what the word is for that, but to be in a place where I have the opportunity to buy these cars and with my line of work comes with a pretty like, all right, so to lay it out, Frank, I wouldn't be able to build all these cars that I build if I didn't have support from sponsors.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Like, and that's kind of why, I was saying earlier, I'm not rolling in dough. I just have created these great opportunities for myself. Yeah. So it's like I found these cars for cheap, and then I have a lot of like, I've been in the industry longer than I've been at Hoonigan, because working at Enjuka Racing, you build a lot of relationships with a lot of these automotive companies. So it's like, so I've been in the game for a little bit, and I know a lot of these guys, whether it's from SEMA or from selling their parts wholesale or whatever it may be. So like, getting the help from these partners is the main reason why I could build these cars. I couldn't afford to build this GS and this 240 and like these Corollas. Like, it just wouldn't happen. So I'm just taking advantage of my surroundings at this point. Yeah. To and I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm not just taking. I'm
yeah. I mean, you get.
Yeah, I do my part, and it just allows me to like live my wildest dream and build all of the cars that I've ever seen that I've always loved. So like, I've always loved Levin hatches, and so I'm like, I saw an opportunity to buy a car, and then I saw an opportunity to get the parts and make it happen. And so it's like, I'm just building my dream garage of cars that I want, and I'm going to drive every single one of them. Like, I'm not building show cars. I'm not like, I want to experience every type of car that I've grown up loving, and whether it's from a YouTube video or going to an event or something like that. And another thing, like, I'm really trying to accomplish is I don't want the same motor in any of my cars.
Oh,
yeah. So
a man who likes to live dangerously. No, go on.
Yeah. Well, so at first I caught myself, like, when I
kind of like this philosophy.
Yeah, you
might have got me on it.
Yeah. No, seriously, it's something that like just dawned on me, because like, when I started to do the rotary phase with my RX-7, I loved rotaries previously. My first RX-7 was rotary, and then I turbo swapped it and stuff. And so, coming back to rotaries and like having such a good time in that car, rotary powered and all, I was like, I'm going to put one of these motors in everything. I want to put one in this 240. I want to put one in, I'll put a 3 rotor in the GS. I just want to put, I wanted to put that motor in everything. And then, I don't know, something dawned on me. I don't know, either my wallet or something. And I was like, you know what? No, that doesn't actually make sense. I want all my cars to feel different. I don't want them all to feel the same, So from that moment, like, and so this is why the Torquestein has a V8 back in it, because I spun a bearing on the 13B. I know that sounds weird to say, but you can spin a bearing on a 13B, and instead of rebuilding it and putting it back in, I rebuilt it and sold it, and I put the I put the V8 back in the RX-7 because my FD has a 13B in it. So I'm like, okay, I don't need 2 RX-7s with 13Bs.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and eventually when I do up the FD, it'll be a fun car to drive. It'll feel just like the FC felt, similar builds, and the Torquestein will go back to its old glory with the V8. And then like, the money that I sold the 13B for, I bought a 20B for the black FC that I have sitting on the container at Hoonigan. And so now I get to experience a 13B, a 20B, and eventually I'd like to experience a 26B in the car that I have at Rob's shop. Yeah. So that, like, so
there's levels to this shit.
Tiramisu.
There are definitely levels to it, because it's going to be a long while before I see that 26B. But so I got my V8. I got my.
You're gonna need some partners for that one.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, hey, if anyone's listening, anyone listening, Pack Performance, Rob Dom, whoever does 26Bs, holler at your boy. But so Twerk's V8, FD's 13B. The other FC will eventually be 20B. My pop-up Corolla is 4AG. The 11 Corolla is going to be beams. GS is 2J. JZX will be 1J. Like, everything will have
Cresta is gonna be 7M.
Yeah.
I think that Cresta probably went away when the
I
showed up.
I still have it, and I have a 1UZ for it.
There you go.
Yeah. So like, I don't want my cars to have the same motors, because I feel like that low key defeats the purpose of having all these different cars in the first place.
good. That's a good philosophy.
Nice.
I was gonna say, so I saw a video clip. I believe it was taken by Drew from former OMG Drift fame.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You and your son, right?
Yeah.
So how has your life changed? Because like you were road tripping, you were doing all these things. You're still going to Poland. How has your life changed since having a son? Also, how old is your son right now?
He'll be 3 in August. Yeah.
When's his birthday?
August 2nd.
Oh, damn. My son's August 7th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta get
9.
Damn, dude. That's got to feel crazy.
Yeah.
So I had my son in 2019, and then 6 months later, the world got locked down.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
So like, the first 2 years of his life, there wasn't that much travel. There wasn't that much, movement, like I did before, and like I'm starting to kind of get back into. It's tough leaving him, but at the same time now, Clutch Kickers, he went to the last round, and my family plans to come to as much stuff in the States as possible. I want them there. I want them to experience the stuff that I'm doing, and I want him to be exposed to it as much as possible too. Because if he does decide, that's something he wants to pursue, it'd be cool to have him, be experienced already.
Yeah.
But having a child, it is a life-changing situation. It makes you think about everything you do differently. Literally everything. Like, you can't just walk around the house saying fuck anymore. That's that's out the window.
You could, but then you a piece of shit. So.
Yeah,
Gerard,
right.
Gerard makes us edit all the swears out of all of our videos because he's like, I want my son to be able to watch.
Dominic watches the stuff, right?
Dude, that's fair.
Like,
that's totally fair.
Okay, bleep over all the things I've been saying.
That's totally fair, man. Like, it's it makes you think about your moves for sure.
Yeah.
And it makes you hungry. I didn't grow up with anything that I have now. I didn't grow up in money. I didn't grow up with an automotive background. I didn't grow up with anything. My mom worked 3 jobs. My dad passed away when I was 13. Like, I didn't have a bunch of stuff growing up. I had to watch my mom work really hard for everything that she gave us. And I was like, all right. And just kind of took that energy. And luckily I was able to navigate my way to where I am now. And I don't hate anyone who grew up with money. That's a blessed opportunity that your parents worked hard for, So all I'm doing now is trying to give my son the head start that I didn't have.
Yeah, I hear that.
So like all these cars and constantly making moves to try to gotta capitalize on everything I've built right now, make some money and pocket some money and hopefully give him something to start off with nicely, when he gets old enough to do whatever he wants to do. So having a child just, it makes you want to get shit done.
Yeah, so I have a kid. Gerard's got 3. Kevin's got cats. He's doing all right.
Yeah.
He should be drifting more than all of us.
I think he is drifting. Honestly, I haven't driven in so long. We just had my youngest is 1.5 years, so it's kind of like that transitional period where it's like I can't really leave too much and stuff like that. Like, definitely not going on 2-3 day road trips or
right.
You know what I mean?
I
could do an event that's 1 day long or something like that. But
you could do it, but when you get home, you're going to be dead.
Yeah, exactly. And also you kind of feel it's like, you have this responsibility and it's like, you got to weigh the work with the family. And it's like,
you got to pick your battles.
Yeah. So. But that's cool, man.
Yeah, maybe just skip 5 drift events so that you can go to final bout.
You're right.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, she's down. She came to even before we got married and before we had the kids and stuff. She came to DUI. She came to the mission events and stuff like that. But unfortunately, if we were drifting at Mission, which is our local track, she would come out and be in the car and everything, and and bring the kids, but. Yeah, these events fuck. I guess we just got to do the Evergreen stuff, which actually is not even that much farther. It's like what, an extra hour?
No, I mean, we went to that. She came to the one Evergreen event.
Yeah,
man.
she came to the Evergreen event, which was actually super rad. In the
Aristo. Yeah, if you can get the family out, the more you can get them out, the more you
Yeah.
get to do the stuff. So
it's super.
Yeah, exactly. Once they're into it, then it's like, all right, well,
yeah.
That's not my mentality. No, anyway.
Yeah.
You kind of get
boys'
kind of
world.
get those other kind of families too, where it's like the guy just goes and does the guy thing, and I've never really been into that because it's like, oh yeah, like we used to have this when I used to have a shop back in the day. There was this one dude that just would always show up, and he just look so fucking depressed and stuff. And I'd be like, yo man, what's up and stuff. And he's like, like my wife, this and that, like doesn't want. I'm like, man, like why don't you like bring her to like one of these drag? Because he's a drag racer.
Yeah.
I was like, why don't you bring her out? So he's like, man, she would never come and this and that. And it's just always like completely separate. And it was just kind of lame because like he enjoys this shit so much, but like his wife just wanted absolutely nothing to do with it. And it's kind of sad, you know what I mean? It's like they don't have to be there for everything, but like they should at least respect your passion and
totally.
Not shut it down.
Exactly.
Definitely not.
Maybe I made the mistake because I brought my now wife to it was when FD was in Vegas. So it was just like super hot. And she was like, nope, I'm good not going to these events. And
literally one of the worst events to bring somebody.
Yeah. It was.
At Las Vegas FD was terrible.
Yeah.
It was so hot. Oh my God.
It was very bad. That was back when like Fournier was still driving for
Oh my God, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What a time.
Ryan's got a very, very important question that's been weighing on his mind for like 9 days now, and he really wants to ask you.
What is it?
It was about Fat Lace.
Oh yeah, I was like, yo, can we just ask Hert all about Mark Arsenal? He works at Hoonigan now?
Yeah, he does.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I'm a big Mark Arsenal fan.
Dude, it is wild. He came in one day, I was like, oh shit, that's Mark Arsenal. You know what? It's I obviously, if you're in the automotive space, Fat Lace, you've seen Illest, and like he's just been on top of his game for a long time. He obviously has done well for himself. He's got a beautiful car collection, and and even outside of cars, he worked for Nike and all kinds of prominent brands. So it's crazy to have a mind like that nearby,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched the interview and then I saw you would poke in.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, what is your favorite drift event all time? Favorite thing favorite drift event.
Like the favorite one that I've ever been to?
Yeah, let's do that one. It's not fair to name a series because someone will be upset. Best drift event you've ever been to. I mean, someone's still gonna have hurt feelings, but
I'm gonna go ahead and just
hurt feelings. That should be a segment.
Yeah, shit.
Where you just go shit talk people's cars.
I actually have a name for this already. It's called Butt Hurt.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far down the line yet, but I'm ready for that. So Final Bout 1 was just such a special event for me. Obviously, like, I don't know, that like my driving, whatever, doesn't matter. I wish I could go back in time and like be better prepared for the driving aspect of that event. But like pulling up on track before competition and having all 100 or whatever cars it was laced around the track, all color coordinated to a certain extent, and just like literally some of the coolest cars in North America, all laced around this racetrack, was one of the coolest things I've ever experienced. But at the same time, the Next Level Drift event in 2018 that I went to was the same thing.
Yeah.
It was the same thing, but in a different country. And so like those two would probably be my two best events.
Seems like it would almost be better in Europe just because like it has that extra level of like exotic, you know what I mean?
Honestly, all right. So Next Level Drift 2018, that is my favorite drift event that I've ever been to. But the Final Bout 1 I'm more connected to because of all my friends, my personal car and everything like that. And this was I feel like it was years before this next level drift thing, and that event obviously inspired them as well. So like that's why I put those two right next to each other.
That's cool.
But if I have to say the best drift event I've ever been to, I think the next level drift 2018 event. It was just fair, epic. Man. It was fucking epic, man.
I would say you're like a well-versed judge of that. Like how many drift events have you been to? 400?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I've been to a lot, man. I missed the bash phase. Honestly, the bash phase was so cool. Like that was such a good era of drifting. Like East Coast Bash 2010 was one of the wildest events I've been to. And then I think I missed the heyday of All-Star Bash. But the last few, like the 2010, 11, 12, 13, those were still really good. And
I was definitely driving then, but then it was such a trek to come all the way down.
Yeah.
Like it seems so much more realistic now and easy now, but like back then it was just like.
Yeah, times have definitely changed, but I don't know, man. Drifting is just, it seems like everyone is on the same page. It seems like everyone is more accepting of each other. It seems like, I don't know. Drifting is rad, man. It's the best.
Do you have any worries or concerns about the future of drifting, or do you think it's just all blue skies and rainbows?
That all just depends on the government, man. You got tracks shutting down left and right because people build neighborhoods next to tracks.
Yeah,
and they complain about shit.
Yeah, man, and that shit sucks. Like there's so much land. Go somewhere else. So if I have to worry about anything, it's the little cart tracks that we love to go to that get shut down by a neighborhood with more money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest threat to drifting.
That's the other thing too. Is Park got shut down. It's like we're all geared up to like go to Final Butt. We're all geared up to drift there. You know what I mean? It's like that's like fairly close to where we are.
Yeah,
it's only like a 6 or 7 hour drive, and I was like, I never even got to drive Park, man.
Wait,
it was like,
Park is
isn't it 4 hour drive? Yeah, currently they're canceled.
Yeah, man.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, dude.
Oh no, we were the ones to tell you.
Yeah,
Park is shut down right now.
Yeah, that's why they moved Final Bout to
Bend, Oregon,
to Medford.
Medford.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I thought you knew because you're like, like cart tracks, all these little cart tracks.
No.
And also PGP. At Pacific
we used to drift to PGP was like our.
I've always wanted to go there because of you guys. The videos you guys used to make there was sick. I always wanted to go to that track.
Yeah, same thing. Like they were just like, oh, it's too loud.
Dude, that's crazy. I didn't know that about Park, man. I've only driven there 2 times, I think, and it's a great track.
It's so beautiful.
That's super sad to hear. Hopefully they figure it out, man. That sucks.
Yeah,
Medford's a great track too, though. But everyone, they should all be able to exist.
Yeah.
So
it's quite a bit farther for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's at the bottom, huh?
Yeah. It's basically like
becomes a 10-hour drive, right?
It is what it is, but it's like.
So yeah, that's the biggest threat to it. Hopefully, I just hope that we as drifters, obviously, drifting can only be so lucrative. And you have to figure out life outside of it just for the sense of growth. And I just hope enough of us figure it out to where we can buy land and build tracks, Like that's one of my goals in life is figure it out enough to buy a plot of land somewhere, not in California because that shit's too expensive. But just to build something fun.
We're all moving to Nebraska.
Yeah, right.
Nebraska.
That honestly, like that's how drifting will thrive on forever is passionate people like us, like taking that extra step, And it's not easy. And you got to really want it, but that's one of my goals is to own a plot of land and lay down a track on it,
That'd be sick.
Yeah, so I gotta keep talking to the YouTube gods.
Yeah. Do you have a diamond play button yet, or what?
I don't. Hoonigan might. I started making vlogs and YouTube videos on my personal channel again.
So
because I've been making content for Hoonigan for so long, and it's been a fun journey, and it's been fun to help that company in any capacity grow to what it's become. But also, like, I kind of stopped
doing your own thing,
the stuff that got me there.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah, I love creating content for myself. I love like my memories, and a place for just my memories.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just bringing that vibe back. I want my son to grow up and have a place to just be like, wow, my dad really was a fucking idiot, like.
I don't know. You guys got anything else you want to ask? Hert, do you have any questions you want to ask Gerard or Kevin?
No, I just want to come to a gala.
Yeah, I mean, shit. We should do that.
That's all I want.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And Gerard, if you ever want to come to the States and drive my GS, you're more than welcome.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh man,
I might be into that.
Yeah.
I honestly though, I got to get some more driving. I fucking haven't driven in what is it like a couple of years now since I smashed my wrist. I literally haven't done an event. Like I took the Blit to one, and then it wasn't running well, and I was like, "Fuck!" I didn't get any seat time.
Yeah.
And then they shut the local track down.
So
we're supposed to have an event every month.
Yeah, we had an event
this year
every month.
And then we got one of them in, and then they're like, no more private rentals.
Well, here's what you do. You plan a family vacation in California.
Yeah.
All right. And then just slot out 2 days where like we can get the wives together, the kids.
Yeah.
And they'll do the thing. You help me set up the GS real nice. And then the next day we go to Apple Valley with the whole family, set up a nice tent area, get a fan, and then we do some drifting together, have a good day.
That'd be cool.
I'm just saying,
I mean, we definitely need to, honestly, like we did a SerialNine Cali 2015 road trip.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. It was 10 cars. We mobbed down to Cali, and it was like pretty sick.
Yeah.
But we were like, oh, we got to revisit that. We got to do that again with like drift cars this time, and like go drifting in Cali, and it'd be sick. And my next car is going to be sick, man. So like, yeah.
Well, I'm here. I'm ready.
As opposed to the previous cars of Gerard's that are not sick.
Yeah. Well, the new one's going to be sicker than the Aristo was. So in my
how dare you?
Is it going to be another Aristo?
No, it's a Cresta actually.
Oh, 100,
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just gonna be like look super wild, like unlike all the.
One of my favorite videos on the internet is the Noriaro Cresta video at Yamanashi.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that one. It's a red Cresta slammed on its nuts with some wild aero, and it just sounds.
Yeah, that's the one that has all the weird ass like. It like doesn't look like a Cresta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. And it's like the exhaust comes out like the side.
Yeah. That I don't know. That car, I just love that car. It makes.
Is that the one that had the JZX side canard?
Might have been. It has a lot of weird stuff. I remember that. I think that's the one. Sick. That's the one that has the melted plastic looking stuff under the hood.
Yeah, Gazelle Punch.
Yeah. That's the one. So
yeah. Good shit. Well, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
Well, that was great.
You.
Yeah, no. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. It was an honor. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully we'll get to drive someday. It's been years in the making. So
yeah.
We're gonna have one giant. Well, our goal with the gala is just to get it big enough that it is not exactly like Final Bow, but some sort of other event that is
something garnering the attention. Yeah.
I mean,
Jay-Z Festival.
That's what I was going to say.
Something like that, yeah. Jay-Z Festival, sedans and stuff like that.
There was I guess in Japan they do a Jay-Z-S festival, and I was like, I can't wait till there's a point in time where there's enough of them here to where we can do that.
Dude, my goal was to take my Aristo to Japan and drift.
My god,
yeah.
But oh man, well, hey, look, it's never too late. Let's figure.
Yeah, Gerard's never going back. Every time he drives my car, he's like, I don't miss
but now you just take the Cresta.
Exactly. But I think that's we'll do it in North America. We'll have like an event that's like centered around the sedans and the 0910 cars. And then maybe we'll meet in Japan.
If you do it, you got my support. Let me know, man. I'm ready.
Dude, that'd be so sick. All right, cool.
Dude. All right, boys. It's a pleasure.
Peace out.
Yeah. Until next time. Later.
Until we meet again.
Sirs.
Good to see you.
All right.
Thanks for listening to Serial Podcast 9.